This comparison of the iBreviary and Divine Office apps for the Apple iPhone is brought to you by CatholicApps.com, bringing together app users and developers for Catholic app awesomeness. Greetings and blessings. My name is Tom Lelio, and I am the founder of CatholicApps.com. Today, we'll be comparing two great apps that enable users to pray the Liturgy of the Hours with their smartphones. When I first started using a smartphone, one of the very first applications I searched for was one that would enable me to pray the Liturgy of the Hours without carrying around my breviary. That is when I found iBreviary, a sleek, beautiful, and easy-to-use app that enabled me to enter into the Liturgy of the Church without flipping through pages and trying to remember which ribbon went where. For almost a year, iBreviary and iBreviary HD were my go-to apps for the Liturgy of the Hours, until I was introduced to the Divine Office app, another sleek, beautiful, and easy-to-use app for the Liturgy of the Hours, but this one included audio. In this comparison, I'm going to show you some great features of both apps and show you why each deserves a home on your iOS device. All right, so the first app that we're going to be looking at is the Divine Office app by SurgeWorks. You can find this in the App Store for $19.99. And basically, it's pretty self-explanatory. When you open the app, it opens to whatever prayers of the day are for today. So you can see here we have the Invitatory, the Office of Readings, morning prayer, mid-morning prayer, midday prayer, mid-afternoon prayer, evening prayer, and night prayer. And you'll also notice down here that it does download 4 days worth of the Liturgy of the Hours. And the daily download takes about 14 to 20 seconds. If you want to wait for all the days to be downloaded, it will take up to a minute. And that's on the home Wi-Fi network. Okay, as you're downloading, though, there are some options. You can choose to whether or not you want to download the audio. Of course, if you select off, your downloads will be quicker because the file size will be smaller. And then you can also decide whether you're only going to download through Wi-Fi because you have a data cap that you want to be mindful of. You can turn that on, and it'll only download when you're connected to a Wi-Fi network. Those are some download settings. You also have font settings here where we can make that bigger or smaller, depending on your preference. And you can also change the text color to white on black, black on white, or sepia tone. I'm going to leave it on the sepia tone. And then if you want to, at any point, clear all your contents, and you can also give them feedback and support and more apps by the Divine Office. So that's kind of, there we go, Catholic Encyclopedia, and some more news on SurgeWorks apps. Okay, so those are your settings. The audio does include spoken word and song, which is really cool. So as you're listening, you actually have people speaking with you, and when they do the hymns, they actually sing the songs with you. So that's a really awesome component of this. Also, you'll see tomorrow is the Feast of Jerome, and they have an About Today tab, which is a great way to enter into what is the memorial that we're celebrating. And you can see it gives a little history summary of Jerome there. I'm sorry, Saints Jerome, priest, and Josephine. So there's the About Today section. Also, there's some Twitter integration, which is really cool. So if you go back to the About Today, you see up here it says share. When you click on share, it actually gives you the opportunity to tweet or post a Facebook status based on, or email based on what you're reading, which is very cool to share that with other people. And down here, you'll see there's a little globe. And this is, it says now there are 478 people around the world praying. And I don't know if you can quite see in there, but there are some little dots that kind of light up that you can see where people are praying. But that's a very cool component and just fun to twirl around. Also, you'll see here's their Twitter page and Facebook page that you can talk to them as well. So that's kind of Divine Office in a nutshell. I mean, again, so it's $19.99 in the App Store. It's certainly a great app. Certainly worth it, especially for the audio component, because I love to take this app and listen to it in the car, and that allows me to do Liturgy of the Hours that way. All right, so let's take a look at iBreviary. It's very similar to Divine Office. It is available in the App Store for free, and that's iBreviary by Leonardo Parenti for NetGuru, SRL. So here's the homepage for iBreviary. Again, it's simple. You'll see up here where it says update. Sometimes it says today. That's so you can pray today's Liturgy of the Hours, and that download takes about 14 to 20 seconds on a daily basis. See, it's done already. So if you go to settings here, though, you can choose to download the entire week in one shot, which will take probably about a minute or two, or you can select a day. And this is great if you're going on a retreat. You can select, up to 2 weeks in the future to download those readings for the Liturgy of the Hours. Also, if you're doing a homily, it might be a great way to look ahead, kind of a thing. So once you're in the home screen, you click on the top left-hand corner, Pray, and these are all the things you can pray: your breviary, missal, lectures, prayers, and rites. And the lectures are basically the daily readings. If you click on the breviary, you'll see lauds for Monday morning, or for morning prayer, and you'll see it's very similar to the Divine Office in terms of its layout. I mean, nothing really changes much with these psalms. It's got the hymn, the invitatory psalm, and it does have some rubrics as well, which is certainly helpful. Okay, so those are your breviary. Now, here's where Divine Office kind of sets itself apart. It has a missal, so you can see the order of the Mass, the readings, the Eucharistic prayer, all that stuff, which is huge. Lectures or daily readings. This is for today, so you can read ahead, read along with. It also has prayers, which is really cool. You'll see different commons for different days for Liturgy of the Hours. It also has a vesting prayers, Te Deum, Litany of Saints, Divine Mercy Chaplet, the Rosary, Angelus, Marian prayers. Just so very cool addition to have those prayers right there, native in the app. And then it also has rites. So for priests, you can have the different rites for baptism, confirmation, penance, viaticum. If you want to do an apostolic blessing for the dying, here it is. So I think that's really cool. Right for Eucharistic adoration, absolution. So this is just very cool, a very cool component of this. Also with the Missal, something that I really like is if you go to the readings and prayers, you'll see you can get the antiphons for communion. So I think that's really cool. So that's kind of where, iBreviary stands apart, is with these extra features. While Divine Office does offer them through other apps, it's nice to have them in one spot as well. So that's iBreviary, which again is free in the App Store, by Leonardo Parenti for NetGuru. All right, so overall, I'd say both apps are really incredible ones that enable you to enter into the prayer life of the church through your smartphone. They are similar in terms of their beauty and use. Certainly, Divine Office's price may be something that people will consider, but let me say it is certainly worth it, especially if you're looking to pray the Liturgy of the Hours in community, because you are praying with other people, or on the go. The audio is a huge component of that. Again, the music is beautiful, and it's just great to be able to listen to that on the go. While iBreviary natively brings more features to the table, SurgeWorks also features other apps like Catholic Encyclopedia, Prayer 2000 Plus, Catholic Prayers, to supplement Divine Office as well. And I showed you that earlier, where you can go and see other apps from SurgeWorks. So I really hope you enjoyed this side-by-side review. Please do your own review and leave comments on these two apps at www.catholicapps.com. God bless.